The workshop last week, for those who were here, was called Preparing for Tests. And some people don't do well on tests because they don't prepare right. So kind of address that issue. Today's workshop is test-taking skills. Next week is almost like part 2, if you want to call it that. And I just wanted to let you know what next week was going to be about. Sometimes when people look at these two names, it doesn't tell them very much. So this is the simple explanation. Today, I'm going to start with 3 general test strategies that would work for any test you have. And then I'm going to talk today about true-false tests and essay tests or any other kind of written test. Next week, at the More Test-Taking Skills workshop, I'm going to give 3 more general strategies, and then I'm going to talk almost all about multiple choice, since that's kind of the big, most common type of test question in college. So that's sort of the breakdown. And one other thing I want to say before we get into these right here is that it's impossible for me to do a perfect job of explaining to people how to be a great test taker. And the reason is because every class is different. Every test is different, every student is different, and so I can't address everything that you may struggle with sometimes on tests, but what I'm going to give you today are things that have helped a lot of students to do better on tests in the past, so I'm going to just kind of focus on those, okay? So first of all, we're going to spend about 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so on this. There are 3 things that I always suggest to students to help them do better on tests. And if you, by the way, I should say this too, if you don't study for the test, nothing I'm going to explain is going to help you. These are not miracles that I'm going to give you, like you don't have to study and you get A's. I'm not that good, and nobody is that good. You have to put in the effort, right? But here's the first one, and this surprises some people. I don't know why this is. This is a mystery to me, but a lot of students, when they find out that I teach study skills and how to be a better student, the first question they like to ask me, they kind of whisper and they say, "Can I ask you something?" And I say, "Oh, sure." And they say, "Could you tell me what's the smartest, best way that I could study on the morning of the test? What should I do?" And they're looking for, you know, like tricks and techniques or whatever. And I give them a really, I say, I know the answer to that. And what answer do you think I give them?
Review what you studied for?
Nope. It's one word. And they don't like to hear it. We're talking about the morning of the test, okay? So this is what I tell them. Okay? Don't. And they look at me like, no, you must have misunderstood me. What should I do? And again, they're trying to get everything possible. Well, I'm going to explain this to you in a second, but the basic policy that I always try to encourage students to do is don't study on the morning of the test. There are a couple of exceptions to that I'm going to give you in a minute. But this is the basic rule. Okay, so in other words, when you go to sleep the night before a test, usually you should lie there thinking, it's done. I did all the studying, it's all up there, it's not going anywhere, and just let your mind rest for a while. Okay? The reason that I usually suggest this is that bad things tend to happen to most people when they study on the morning of the test leading up to 5 minutes before the test. If you haven't studied at all